So, what does it take for Kawhi Leonard to enter the top 10 greatest list of all time? Let's get into it. Kawhi Leonard, arguably one of the greatest two-way players of his generation. He could score, he could play defense. He's a multiple-time championship winner, a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year winner. What does he have to do to get on the NBA top 10 list? It's very easy. It's not complicated. It's not hard to figure out. He has two ways. He could do this the easy way, or we could do this the hard way. But looks like Kawhi Leonard has chosen the hard way. Now, what's the hard way? Is winning multiple championships, okay?
Help me! Help me! Nigga! Help me!
In order for him to be on the top 10, if he keep going at the pace that he's going, he has to win multiple championships. I'm talking about 5 to 6 or more, all right? So that's the only way he could be on the top 10 greatest list of all time if he keeps doing what he's doing now. Now, if he wants to do it the more easier way, based off the resume that he has already, if he wins an MVP with another championship, then he could be on the top 10 easily with everything that he's already accomplished, okay? He'd be a 3-time finals MVP. He'd be a regular season MVP, a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. He could be on the top 10 easily with that. But since he doesn't play regular seasons, he don't care about it as much as he say, then okay, you got to get it the hard way. Win multiple championships. Win multiple finals MVPs. That's the only way you're going to get on this top 10 list, you know, based off what you're doing. Now, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I said this before, they're the 4 guys only that have a chance to be in the top 10 greatest list of all time. Based off what they have and they've already brought to the table already and what they have already won, they could be on the top 10 greatest basketball players list of all time, but they have to all do completely different things to get on that list. Their careers are completely different. Their situations are completely different. So before we even get started, there is no keep that same energy, okay? Because Kawhi's energy is not the same as LeBron's. Kawhi's legacy is not the same as LeBron's. Kawhi's career is not the same as Kevin Durant, LeBron, Steph Curry, or Giannis Antetokounmpo. It is judged completely different. It's viewed completely different. The only thing that holds firm is the accountability for winning. Kawhi Leonard, you got to take the Bill Russell route. Since you don't have that much individual accolades that most top 10 greatest basketball players of all time have, what you're going to have to do to get on that list is win NBA championships, okay? You got to go simply by the fact of just winning. Now, if you get a championship this year, your 3rd championship, what will that do for your legacy? That's the big question. You know, guess what? It does nothing. You stay exactly where you at with a 3rd NBA championship. The only thing you get to be called is the best player in basketball while healthy. I don't know how long that title will last, all right? Because you can't be called the best player in just the postseason. It has to be a yearly thing. Basketball is not just the playoffs. Basketball is a yearly thing, Kawhi Leonard. From beginning to end, you got to put the work in, you got to be consistent, and you got to win, all right? You got to be called the top 5 or the best basketball player in the world to be on the top 10 greatest basketball players list consistently, win individual accolades, and win NBA championships. It's not an easy feat to do. Now, when you look at that top 10 list, it is kind of suspect because a lot of people have, the majority of people have, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain in there. And I could argue that most people haven't seen those guys play. Let's just keep it a buck. And they only put those guys on that list because they don't want to be deemed as casuals. They don't want to take criticism for being called out. But I'm here to tell you, fuck that shit, all right? If you honestly don't believe those guys belong on your top 10 greatest list, don't put them on your list. As simple as that. Be the exception to the rule. You don't have to follow the 100%, the 95% generalization. Even though the world works on generalization, you don't have to follow it all the time, okay? I honestly believe a good majority of people don't believe in those guys. They only say it because those guys are famous by name, all right? But the minute those 4 guys start winning that I just mentioned, you would gladly bump them off, all right? So it is what it is in that aspect, all right? So Kawhi Leonard, the Claw, he has some work to do. I don't know if he's going to win the championship this year, but he's been known as the super team killer. There's no super team to kill this time, but what you're going to have to do is still win. Now, what he don't have on his resume is a super team championship. There is no super team championship for Kawhi Leonard, and if he wins another one, it won't be no super team championship. So in that aspect, he is covered and he's protected, and that helps his legacy, because winning with a super team hurts your legacy. Winning without one benefits it. Prince Sports out. This is the way. One.